Previously, I shared a recording that still unsettles me every time I hear it. A failed experiment. No, a too successful experiment, conducted by Dr. Kessler and his assistant Lena Harper. They touched something behind the veil, and it touched them back. But today, we explore something Kessler feared even more than contact: the return, the cycle, what he called the dream loop. He believed that our sleep is not rest, but recursion. That dreams are not expressions of the unconscious, but mechanisms, programs, to keep us aligned with a false reality. And I can't help but wonder, if sleep is the veil softening, why do we always forget what we saw behind it? What is it protecting us from? Or protecting itself from? Kessler once wrote, "The wardens do not come when we are awake. They come when the signal weakens, when perception slips, when symbols replace logic. Dreams are surveillance, a repeating loop, a self-regulating trap." Kessler's theory of the dream loop wasn't just metaphorical. He wrote that dreams are not merely the byproducts of memory or stress, but containment fields. Mental sandboxes where our awareness is allowed to wander just enough to feel liberated, but never far enough to escape the boundaries of the prison. According to him, the loop begins the moment consciousness dissolves into sleep. A gate opens, but only slightly. In that in-between space, the veil weakens. And that's when the programming begins. He called it a ritual of forgetting. Each night, the human mind is scrubbed and resynchronized. Glitches in waking reality are smoothed over. Warnings, sightings, moments of lucidity, buried beneath waves of dream static and symbolic misdirection. He believed we are looped not for rest, but for realignment. Every night, we're nudged back into belief, into compliance, into blindness. In his later notes, Kessler outlined what he believed to be the loop's architecture. There were 3 layers: the surface dream, disorganized noise, the kind we easily forget. Faces, places, stress symbols. This is the first gate, the distraction. The recursive dream, the looping memories, the false awakenings, the dreams within dreams. These are intentional traps, circular logic designed to contain the mind in repetition and induce submission. The veil edge, rarely reached, a liminal zone of symbols and impossible geometries. Here, perception becomes nonlinear, time folds, self-dissolves. It's the layer where contact can occur and where entities may notice you. Kessler wrote, "If you reach the edge too often, too clearly, they come, not out of malice, but necessity. You've touched the wound of reality, and they are its clotting agents." I've seen it now, in my own dreams. Sometimes I'm climbing a staircase that never ends, or trapped in a version of my home with wrong colors, wrong doors, a version of my mother who speaks in riddles. Other times I wake up, or think I do, but my phone is in another language, the sky outside is the wrong color, or there's someone standing at the foot of my bed, watching, and I always forget, until something in the real world jogs the memory loose. And I remember. Only for a moment, and then it slips away again. But this is only the beginning of what I've discovered. Among the materials I recovered from the Kessler archive was an unmarked cassette. Dusty, wrapped in a brittle envelope sealed with tape that had long since yellowed. It smelled faintly of ozone and mold. On the label, in Kessler's handwriting, almost illegible, just one word: initiation. I had to dig out an old player just to hear it. What I found was not a message from Kessler himself, but something much stranger.
Project Silhouette is an interdisciplinary counter-perception directive. Our goal? Initiate controlled exploration of extra-symbolic cognitive strata, known colloquially as the veil.
Yes, Project Silhouette. After disappearing from academia, Dr. Kessler joined, or maybe founded, this secretive initiative. From the materials I've recovered, their mission was not only to study the entities, but to fight back.
Project Silhouette is an interdisciplinary counter-perception directive. Our goal: initiate controlled exploration of extra-symbolic cognitive strata, known colloquially as the veil, and construct defensive cognitive architectures against hostile informational entities. Entities observed to interfere with human perception, classified as wardens, watchers, and mirrors, must not detect ongoing experimentation.
They didn't just want to see what was behind the veil. They wanted to build weapons, shields, tools to hide from what lives there.
Our latest protocols employ entangled cognition-dampening fields, dream sequencing artifacts, and veil frequency cloaking. The Silhouette Initiative acknowledges the failure of traditional cognitive defense mechanisms when exposed to veil-adjacent phenomena. We recognize that certain beings, wardens, watchers, and mirrors, do not interact through traditional physical laws, but through perception, recursion, and symbolic gravity. Their awareness of us increases in correlation with our awareness of them. They are nonlinear predators of cognition, drawn not to light or noise, but to meaning. Your participation signifies consent to temporary memory instability, perceptual drift, and recursive cognitive bleed. These are expected. These are acceptable risks. In the coming weeks, you will be assigned an immersion suite, mnemonic anchor phrases, and veil acclimation stimuli. You will also receive induction via phase displacement sessions, supervised by neural containment operatives. You will forget some of what you learn. That is by design. You may experience presences, apparitions, dreams that feel older than your own life. Do not engage. Do not stare. Do not follow. This is